Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on preprocessor directives. In this video, we will learn about preprocessor directives, about file inclusion, and macros. By the end of this video, you'll be able to learn the preprocessor directives and what it's about. Let's get started. So, what are preprocessor directives? Preprocessor directives are special instructions that are handled by C processor before the actual compilation of the program begins. They are not C statements, so they do not end with a semicolon. Instead, they begin with the hashtag symbol and allow the programmer to include external files, define constants or expressions, and even control how code is compiled. Understanding these directives is important because they affect which code the compiler actually sees and make programs easier to manage and modify. So, what is under the preprocessor directives? Our number one is file inclusion. File inclusion uses the hashtag include. It is used to copy the contents of another file into the current source file before compilation. This is commonly used to include header files that contain function prototypes, symbolic constants, and type definitions by using hashtag include. We avoid rewriting the same declarations in multiple files and keep our code organized and reusable. So, here are the forms of hashtag include and its example. There are two common forms of hashtag include. So, we're just gonna do the number one here since it's easier to understand. So, hashtag include stdioh. Angle brackets tell the compiler to look for the header file in the standard system include the directories. So, this is the angle brackets, the stdioh. This is what we need to include, this, which is the header file right over here. So the example here is the hashtag include stdioh. In this example, stdioh provides standard input-output functions like printf, while my header h could be custom header that you created for your own functions or constants. But for in this demonstration, we're just gonna use the stdioh. Macros using define. The, the define directive is used to create macros. A macro is simply a name that the preprocessor replaces with a value or expression before compilation. Macros are often used to define constants so that the values can be changed in one place instead of searching through the entire code. Because the substitution happens before compilation, macros do not have a type data like int or float. The compiler only sees the replaced value, not the macro name. So the example for hashtag define is hashtag define pi 3.1416. So when we say hashtag define, we're defining that the pi is equals to 3.1416. When we say the hashtag define max students 50, it means that when we are defining that the max students is equal to 50, and the hashtag define name Ethan is we're defining that the name is equals to Ethan. So in the code, whenever the preprocessor sees pi, max students, or name, or any macro names, it replaces them with their corresponding values. This makes them the program easier to read and modify. If the value of max students changes, we only need to edit hashtag define line and the new value is applied everywhere in the program. So we're not gonna go through with this more examples. We're just gonna go through the demonstration so you can uh, get this easily. So let's start the demonstration. So first one, we actually see here that we have the hashtag include, which is the file inclusion, and the header file, which is the stdioh. So what is hashtag include actually for? So we mentioned earlier that we use hashtag include for file inclusion, which is the header file. This is the header file, stdioh. Stdioh is used for many functions like printf, so it's one of the common things to use. So without stdioh, we can actually use the printf. So it is very important to use hashtag include to use this function. So let's try to run this. So see here that it did print because of the printfs. So to give more visual of what's happening here, we could actually try to remove the hashtag include, see if it works. It's taking a bit long. Okay, here we go. So in the error, it said that the note is we should do include stdioh because we need a provide declaration of printf. Without the without the hashtag include stdioh, we can't use the function printf. So therefore, we need to add that back again. There we go. So if you run this again, it will now work again because we actually include the stdioh for the printf function. So that's one of the file inclusion examples that we have here. So let's move on to the hashtag define. So the hashtag define is actually pretty simple. So you just do hashtag define, and this is the macro name. This is what we call the macro name. So we say that name is equals to Ethan. So whenever we say name in the printf, it will always equal to Ethan. So if you try to actually change that to, let's say, Walter, it will change its name to Walter because now the macro name equals to Walter. Now, if we actually try to change the number in the age, since age is equals to 25, if you try to run it, it will equal to 25. So the difference here is since this is a macro definition and this is a numeric macro, of course, when we use a string, we need to use the percent string or else it won't work. And when we use a numeric macro, of course, we need to use the percent %d. So basically, what's happening here is you just in the file inclusion, you just uh, you just include the header file for the printf functions and the hashtag define name Walter, and this is the macro name and this is the value. Remember that's the value. So excuse me. When actually there's another thing I need to explain that when we use a string on hashtag define. Okay, wait for a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. When we use a hashtag define name and it's a string, we need to use a double quotation because it's a string. When we remove actually that when we actually remove that, it won't work. It would have an error because it requires the double quotation. So take note that when we're using a string value, use a double quotation for that. Okay, see now that it works. Now let's say that, let's have another. Let's say that pi, this is the macro pi, and then let's say that it equals to 3.14. Now, obviously, when we run this, it will just say 3. Okay, wait. Um, I actually have a error here. Just say number and just say pi here. Forgot to change that too. Okay, here we go. Okay, wait. Seems that there's a problem here. Okay, let's continue. Sorry for the cut. Excuse me. So, last time we left on this, the hashtag define pi equals to 3.14. So, let's try to run it again. So we could actually see here that when we use a number that has a decimal, we can see that it's not the actual 3.14. It actually has that extra number. So since it has a decimal number, what we actually need to do here is dot to f. So this means that there's only two decimals that will show on the number. So we can see here that it's actually 3.14. So basically, when when we conclude this demonstration, hashtag include means including a file inclusion, which is the header files, when we use for functions like printf and many other things. So about hashtag define, we just define something on a macro name. So for example, our macro name is name. So name is equal to Walter. So that's why it shows Walter over here. So hashtag define pi. So this is our macro name. So pi equals to 3.14. So it shows 3.14. So basically, hashtag include is just file inclusion for header files, and hashtag define is just defining a macro name. And that's it. So to recap, we've covered file inclusion and the macros, the file inclusion for hashtag inclusion, and the macros for the hashtag define and the macro name. So the key takeaways for this video is just that preprocessor is always has this hashtag. So when you see a hashtag, that's assure that it's a preprocessor directive. So that's all. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and comment below. And don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials. And that's all. Thank you.